So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a couple of tips for playing live. Tip number one, know your material. You want to be a professional. You want to have people count on you. Okay, you already have people that count on you if you found a gig. Second thing is, you want to earn your cut of the money. You don't just want to stand there and not do your parts. You don't want to play your parts. You want to play them confidently and make everything sound good. If you don't know your parts all that well, it will definitely affect your performance. Finally, knowing all your parts and putting on a good performance will help you get recommended for future gigs. Another good thing about knowing your parts is that you get to avoid the music stand. It's not a bad thing to have a music stand in front of you if you're on your performance, but it does tend to hurt the performance a little bit if you spend all your time reading, especially from the audience's perspective. It's not as fun watching someone reading on stage and just standing still when they can be moving around and interacting with the other musicians. Another good thing about knowing your material is you get to have fun. It eliminates the stress of having to read at the gig and having to worry about if you're playing the right note. Since you already know everything, you have more free time to have fun. Tip number two, be a team player. And you can do this by not being a volume hog or a stage hog. For example, if your volume's too loud, it ruins the song and it ruins the experience for the audience. If you're a stage hog, you're moving too much around or you're stealing away the spotlight time from other musicians. For example, let's say another guitarist is taking a solo. You don't want to move around the guitarist and steal the attention. If the drummer is playing a solo, you want to open space since they're almost always on the back. You want to step to the side so that the audience can take a look at the drummer. Tip number three, be prepared for technical problems. You got to know your equipment. So for example, if all your sound just disappears out of the blue, you want to understand what's going on as soon as possible. You want to know if it's a cable, it's a pedal, if it's your amp that's not working, you want to know as soon as possible so that you can have a speedy recovery from whatever's going on. Another thing you can do to prepare for technical problems is to actually bring extra equipment. So for example, if you break a string and you have a Floyd Rose tremolo, your guitar is going to go out of tune and you're not going to be able to play the rest of the show. You might be able to survive the song, but the show's over if you don't have another guitar. So try to bring another guitar or try to talk to one of the other acts on the show so that they can pay attention. If something happens, they can give you a quick guitar to finish off the show. Another thing you can do is bring extra strings, bring extra cables, bring extra picks, and bring extra straps. So for example, let's say your bass player forgot his strap. So if you have an extra strap, you can just lend it to him for the show. Or let's say he forgets his cable. Again, you can give him an extra cable if you have one. Finally, you want to be able to play through anything. So for example, I went to New York and Miami with my band not too long ago, and I went to play a couple of gigs, and I went to do a media tour. So for the gigs, they had it wasn't that bad of an equipment, but for example, they only had one amplifier. They had one guitar amplifier, and we are two guitarists on the band. And I had to play it through a Roland Street Cube, which is not bad. I mean, it's not a bad amplifier, but it's not great. It's not meant to play that type of venue. Thankfully, I had a good sound engineer that helped me out throughout the whole tour, but it could have been a disaster any other day. Another reason why you want to be able to play through anything is, again, in case of emergencies. So for example, I had in that same tour, one of the guys' guitars got broken on the plane, so he had to play it through one of our guitars. And in another incident that I had in a concert not too long ago, we had to get off stage. The next band went on stage, and when we came back to play a last song with the actual band on stage, I had to play it through my amp, but my pedals weren't connected. So I had to think fast, set up the overdrive channel on my amp, and switch over to that channel with my hand. I actually had to press the channel selector by hand on my amplifier to get to the solo, and then once I was finished with the solo, I had to hit it again so I could get back to the clean sound. Tip number four is to actually put your name on your gear. So for example, you want to put it on your amp because there's a lot of people that have the same amps out there. They could get mixed up. Again, you want to do this same type of thing with your cables, which tends to happen a lot more often than with amps or guitars or whatever. The cables, you can actually tie up a little piece of masking tape or something, put your initials on it. That way you can differentiate between your cables and someone else's cable. If not, they can get tangled up and lost in between setup time and pickup time. Right, so that's it for this video. Remember to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and comment below. You can follow me on Facebook for constant updates. You can follow me on Instagram for updates just about every other day. You can follow me on Twitter, where I put musician tips of the day every single day, and you can follow it as hashtag musician tip of the day. You can also follow me on my official website, juanantoniomusic.com, where I post weekly vlogs. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.